Hey man, welcome back to Man Time. Today's episode, we're going to get ready to climb a tree. Let's go through all the gear to climb a tree and go over everything and what you should do. Well, not what you should do, what I'm going to do. If you find these videos helpful to you, because of what I'm doing, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Learning from other people. So, I'm going to climb a tree, and I'm going to go through all the gear that I have that I think is necessary to climb that tree. And if you think I missed anything, down there in the comments. Let's look at the first thing we need to do here. Welcome to Man Time. I realize the lighting probably isn't the best here, but let me just go through some of the details that I found on these spurs. Now, one thing, I test fit everything, and then I took it back apart to kind of figure out what was going on. But one thing I found out, the upper stirrups here were fitting too low, like on my calf. So I took these apart, and it looks like they are fully adjustable, you know, all the way through here. And there's these little kind of threaded rivets that's going to hold this assembly together. And looks like the previous climber even had marks, you know, where his, you know, specific spot that he liked was on there. But I noticed right away, like one of them had an aluminum rivet, one of them has a metal rivet here with a lock washer, but both of them, I noticed, were a little bit loose, and they've got 2 hole lineup spots, you know, for each one of these. So I'm thinking I'm missing one of them. Yeah. So the way this works is you've got a rivet that's going to go through here, and then a keeper on the other side that's threaded. And when you get this all together, there's actually another hole that lines up. So you've got a 2-hole connection for this piece to this piece. And I think that's probably pretty important. Again, attention to the details there. This is a life-saving device. You're going to want to pay special attention to that. So I'm not going any further with assembling these until I get 2 rivets in each one of these with Loctite. To make sure that they are the way that they're supposed to be. Look at there, Klein and Sons USA. Man, they really thought of it back then, didn't they? Adjustable. Now, another thing, looking at these spurs, this part right here, it's got a curved spot there and a flat spot there. That means that this is going to sit back against the you know, edge of your boot. So this is facing forward, and this one says left on it, so this is going to be left inside. And then when you're lining these up, the fatter, kind of longer part, that's going to wrap around your calf. So I got these off of Amazon. These are Weaver replacement climbing spikes. Stirrups, I guess you could call them. I don't remember exactly what they were called on there. But Weaver replacement climbing spike, that'll probably come up. So, this is going to slide up into here, like that. We run our strap through there, and now we've got everything where it needs to be on the spur. And that should go on the left, and there's a left right there. So, looks good there, but like I said, I am going to wait until I get the replacement rivet to have a 2-rivet system in each one of these. Try them on again, test fit them, and figure out what the perfect spot here is. I may put them together like this and get my new line here where I think I'm going to want them to fit kind of right above the calf, rather than straight across the middle of it. That was pretty uncomfortable. So, all right. Gear check number 1, spurs. Got it. Alright, next part of our climbing gear we're going to look at here is going to be the belt, climbing belt. So this is my original one that I got, and this is again, Klein, came with the spurs. Now it is pretty worn out, but there's actually a lot of life left in it. But for climbing this big oak tree, I'm going to need to actually, climb up a rope to get up there. And rather than, this isn't going to be, again, something I'm going to be doing every day. So I just kind of tried to find the cheapest one, climbing belt out there, and this is what I ended up with. And if you look up, let's see here, tree climbers, safety belt, harness on eBay, sort by cheapest first, this is what's going to come up for you. And I did try it on. It's not the best fit, and you probably don't want to have this non-adjustable kind of D-ring. It's fully sewn in, so it is not going to move. If you're going to be sideways in the tree, it's going to be pulling you, or pulling your belt one way or the other. So it may not be the best in a tree. Some other things I found on here, or found other people using, were these carry tools. You got one on the belt here. I think I'm going to end up putting this one through the belt. But this doesn't have like anything as far as additional stuff. It's got for your flip line here, and then an additional ring here to hold carabiners and stuff attached to that. This is your main D-ring for whatever climbing device you have. Now this here is a Petzl Zigzag Plus, and again, I wasn't gonna buy the most expensive stuff to climb a tree just a handful of times for the most part. So what do? You go on eBay and look for the thing that you want, sort by cheapest first, and there you go. Funny thing about this one is it was about half price of a new one, 150, maybe 200 bucks, something like that, where they're about 300 brand new. And I got it, and I'm not, a dummy, contrary to popular belief probably, but I tested it, right? I put all this stuff on, I threw a line over a static object and tested it, and it slipped. And I was like, what the heck is going on? I can't have this thing slipping on me in a tree. And so I looked at Petzl's website. They actually have a product recall on the Petzl Zigzag Plus through the end of 2020. And with certain serial numbers and certain defects, like slippage, they just send you a brand new one. So I contacted Petzl, said, hey, this thing's slipping on me. They sent me a new one. It took about a week, and here we go. Brand new, half price. Got a Rock Exotica with the little holder thingy there. Came with the package on eBay. So it was half price, and I got the $30 or $40 carabiner with it, and it's actually in really good shape. I mean, it slides and does everything it's supposed to do without any additional kind of force needed. So there we go. Next we will look at rope. Look at there. I actually have one more climbing option. This one is another Klein, and this one has got the adjustable D-ring. It's got two straps, one here and one here. And I may actually take this one into the tree. I think this is going to give me kind of all I want to do without having to leg things, and a little bit easier. So I may put the Petzl and stuff on here and use this with the flip line. So a couple of different rope options here. You need a couple things. A flip line, so pick out whatever one you think you want to get. These orange ones with the metal inside of them are pretty neat. Again, eBay, flip line, metal core, search by cheapest first, whatever length you want. Your chainsaw holder hanger deal. I was using this one with the Steel 020 AV. This is actually, funny enough, this is a drink holder. I don't know how it's supposed to work to hold your drink. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so I found these at Ace Hardware on sale. You put it around whatever thermos type of thing you have on top and bottom, and then it's a handle for your thermos. but I was like, man, that looks like something perfect to wrap around the 020 AV handle, and then put a carabiner, you know, through there and hold that chainsaw. So that's pretty cool. There's your chainsaw lanyard. Pretty neat there. Stretchable O-rings on each side, and that's going to hang off of, you know, something here. You can even put it there, ready to go. Hanging onto your chainsaw on this side if you're right-handed. Pretty cool. And then for climbing rope, I didn't cheap out there. That's probably the one spot you don't want to cheap out on. So I went with some Petzl, what they recommend for the static rope to use with the Zigzag Plus. So this is the Petzl Flow, and then they've also got the Petzl Control. They're both about the same price. And knowing what I know now, I would have gone with the Control. It's a little bit thicker, which actually makes it easier to climb, right? It's thicker to kind of hang on to with your hands. I don't know why I decided to go with the Flow versus the Control. Maybe I thought this would slide through there since it isn't midline attachable. This has got to slide through and then go up over the tree, you know, and then you're clipped back into the Petzl on the other side. But that's what I went with, just kind of the cheapest rope bag I could find, just to protect the rope. But man, I'm liking this. This feels pretty good. I think I'm going to go with this versus the cheapest one I could find on Amazon there. Alright, let's see what else is in the bag here. Alright, here is some of the other stuff that I ended up getting. And I'm not exactly sure what all we have in here. So I ended up getting some cheap Carabiners. I got some a little bit heavier duty ones here that have the solid locking mechanism on there. Steel. I think I was going to probably use those for stuff like rigging. But man, this rope actually looks pretty nice here. I got to check the diameter on this one to make sure that that one is or can be used for climbing with the Petzl. The Petzl's got a specified range of what it's capable of. And what do we got here? Looks like, okay, I got two ascenders made in France. Over there. Alright, so I got a left hand and a right hand ascender. Who knows if I'll need those or not. I don't think, I tried ascending a little bit, and these are the same, 11 to 13, so the Flow will work with either of those. Set those out of the way. I also got some blocks in case I wanted to try rigging out of the tree with some rigging line here. This was, again, probably sorted by cheapest on eBay. What else do we got here? We got some throw line, and we got a throw ball, which is camouflage. That was probably the dumbest thing I could do on my part. Where's your throw ball? I don't know. It blends right in. Let's see what else we got in here. We got some little pulleys. And these are all weight rated, even though they're cheaper. See, 11 to 13 millimeter, 10 kilonewtons. Whatever that means. Some more flip line. Got some of these infinity straps, I guess, for, you know, if you wanted to go around a branch and rig like one of these. Let's see what we got here. Put one of these together. Alright, so I got some carabiners. I think if I'm going to use one of these, kind of like that, see, this would flip around a tree branch. You'd come through both of those, and then I think you can just, you know, put your rope through here and then throw this around a branch and then clip this through there, and it would be something like that around a branch. and maybe that's not going to be big enough, so then we've got some other things you can do here. So just some other things I'm probably going to carry in the tree with me. Is going to be like this piece of rope here that's, you know, got these eyelets on it. That might be something beneficial to have for other operations like that. And then I've also got some longer straps, infinity straps. Nope, maybe same length. Yeah, those are going to be the same length strap. So, what else do we got here? Got some other kind of rings and accoutrement here. Well, that's kind of neat. Little curved shackle. That might come in handy for who knows what. Probably not going to carry that much extra weight up in the tree. And then there was something else here. Oh, fuel bottle. Additional fuel. Amazon, sorted by cheapest first. Fuel bottle. Right there. This one is a little smaller than I anticipated. 500 milliliters, but that should be a full tank of gas. And then whatever this thing is. I don't know what this is. A descender? Ascender? I have no idea. I'm not going to use this since I don't know what it is or what it does. It's probably smart, huh? And then this rope here. Let's see what diameter this is. This may be a big enough diameter to use in the tree. 12 millimeter. 12 millimeter. Perfect. So this will work. This will work, but no, it won't. See, the Petzl Zigzag Plus is not midline attachable. This, I would have to cut this and tape it off and have this end, and I may do that. I may actually make a flip line out of one of these halves. I think that's probably what I'm going to do, is taken. That's actually going to be perfect. The base of this tree is probably 6 foot around. My flip line is not going to make it all the way around there. It would be super nice to have a flip line at the base of the tree, and this is now showing me that I have an option to do that. It may be a non-adjustable flip line, but again, it might get me up there far enough where I can then start to use the Petzl and climb up, or switch to my metal core flip line and do that. But what I'm going to do with this is tape off either end of it, cut it, and then tie on another beaner like that, which I've got an extra one with the like safeties on it, like the flip lines have, and then use this as a flip line at the base of the tree to start climbing up that way, since that flip line that I have is not big enough to get around the base of the tree. So, alright, I think that is all the gear I have. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today on Man Time. If you want to see a guy climbing a tree for the first time, this may be your only chance. No, I'm not stupid. You know, I think I've got all the gear that I think I'm going to need. We'll see, some of it may be extra additional stuff that I don't need. You got to make sure to get some good carabiners. Keep several of those on hand. These things are pricey. I mean, the entirety of all this gear, I've been piecemealing it together for the last several years. And I mean, anything that you want to do, planning ahead is probably the most important thing. That way, you don't have to run out and spend, you know, for a good belt, you're looking at $500. Climbing line, $300. Those Petzl Ascenders, you know, those are $100 a piece or $80 a piece. The Zigzag Plus, if you go that route, you know, that's $300 a piece if you can find it on sale. These really nice carabiners, you know, $30, maybe even more, $35 for probably that one there with the triple safety. And these little pulleys are fairly cheap. You can get them on Amazon. 10 kilonewtons is plenty strong to, you know, lower down most branches or lift yourself up a tree. Then you've got the bigger one here. This was maybe $50. This one is going to be quite a bit heavier duty. Doesn't have a rating on there. And these carabiners even, like this one here, this one is 24 kilonewtons straight down, or 7 at diagonals. So yeah, you want to make sure just to load rate and check all your stuff. But I mean, if you start early and you plan early, ever since I've had that little 020 AV handsaw, I've kind of been prepping and, you know, wanting the ability to maintain my own trees. So I started early, saved up, and bought a little bit at a time, and eventually you end up with kind of everything you think you're going to need. So anyways, that's going to do it for today on Man Time. Guys, you like this type of stuff, subscribe, and get out there, have you some man time too.